Hello students, welcome back to online learning, standard 10, subject English, chapter 2.5, let's march, module 1. Students, look at the images on your screen. Think about how your lives are different from the ones you see here. Yes, these children are forced into a life of struggle and labor which strips them of their childhood and puts them at great physical risk. We all have seen children around us who cannot go to school because they are forced to work for a living, haven't we? Child labor. Child labor refers to work performed by children younger than 15 or in some developing countries even younger than 14. The term child labor is often defined as work that deprives children of their childhood, their potential and their dignity, and that which is harmful to their physical and mental development. It thereby reduces their ability to enjoy childhood. Without an education, such children grow up without the skills they need to secure employment. With high poverty and poor schooling opportunities, child labor is still prevalent across the globe. The vast majority of child labor is found in rural settings and informal urban economy. One activist who has been working tirelessly for children's rights, campaigning against child labor in India, and advocating the universal right to education is Sri Kailash Satyarthi. He founded the Bachpan Bachao Andolan in 1980 and has raised his voice to protect the rights of more than 83,000 children across 144 countries. He is honored with many awards. In 2014, he was the co-recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize along with Malala Yousafzai. The lesson we are about to learn is a speech given by him on the eve of the Nobel Prize distribution ceremony at Oslo in Norway. Let us read the lesson, children. My dear children of the world, your majesties, your royal highnesses, excellencies, distinguished members of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, dear brother Tom Harkin, brothers and sisters, and my dear daughter Malala. From this podium of peace and humanity, I am deeply honored to recite a mantra from the ancient texts of wisdom, the Vedas. This mantra carries a prayer, an aspiration, and a resolve that has the potential to liberate humanity from all man-made crises. Let us walk together in the pursuit of global progress. Not a single person should be left out or left behind in any corner of the world, from east to west, from south to north. Let's speak together. Let our minds come together. Learning from the experiences of our ancestors, let us together create knowledge for all that benefits all. I bow to my late parents, to my motherland, India, and to the Mother Earth. With a warm heart, I recall how thousands of times I have been liberated each time I have freed a child from slavery. In the first smile of freedom on their beautiful faces, I see the God smiling. I give the biggest credit of this honor to my movements, Kalu Kumar, Dhoom Das, and Adarsh Kishore from India, and Iqbal Masi from Pakistan, who made the supreme sacrifice for protecting the freedom and dignity of children. I humbly accept this award on behalf of all such martyrs, my fellow activists across the world, and my countrymen. Let me explain this to you, children. After thanking all the dignitaries present at the Nobel Prize distribution ceremony, Kailash Satyarthi recited a mantra from the Vedas, which carried a prayer to liberate humanity from all man-made crises. He invoked the people of the world to unite in the pursuit of global progress and to create knowledge for all to benefit. He saw God smiling in the first smile of freedom on the faces of the children freed from slavery. He gave the highest credit of his honor to the martyrs who made the supreme sacrifice by laying down their lives for protecting the freedom and dignity of children, his fellow activists across the world, and his countrymen. My journey from the great land of Lord Buddha, Guru Nanak, and Mahatma Gandhi, India to Norway, is a connect between the two centers of global peace and brotherhood, ancient and modern. Friends, the Nobel Committee has generously invited me to present a lecture. Respectfully, I am unable to do that because I am representing here the sound of silence, the cry of innocence, and the face of invisibility. I represent millions of those children who are left behind, and that's why I have kept an empty chair here as a reminder. The sound of silence means the unheard plea of the deprived, the cry of innocence, and the face of invisibility. The face of invisibility means the unnoticed suffering of the poor and innocent children. I have come here only to share the voices and dreams of our children because they are all our children. He gestures to everyone in the audience. I have looked into their frightened and exhausted eyes. I have held their injured bodies and felt their broken spirits. 20 years ago, in the foothills of the Himalayas, I met a small, skinny child laborer. He asked me, "Is the world so poor that it cannot give me a toy and a book instead of forcing me to take a gun or a tool?" I met with a Sudanese child soldier. He was kidnapped by an extremist militia. An extremist is a person who holds extreme political or religious views. And militia is like a small military force that is raised from the local civil population. As his first training lesson, he was forced to kill his friends and families. He asked me, "What is my fault?" Friends, All the great religions teach us to care for our children. Jesus said, "Let the children come to me. Do not hinder them, for the kingdom of God belongs to them." The Holy Quran says, "Kill not your children because of poverty." Friends, there is no greater violence than to deny the dreams of our children. Therefore, I refuse to accept that all the temples and mosques and churches and prayer houses have no place for the dreams of our children. We'll stop here. Let me explain this passage to you. He said that the empty chair kept next to him represented the silent suffering and struggles of the millions of children who were left behind. He said that he is present there only to share the voices and dreams of children. He then went on to narrate a story of a small, skinny child laborer who he met in the foothills of the Himalayas. The child wanted to know whether the world was so poor that it could not give him a toy or a book. Instead, the world is forcing him to take a gun or a tool. Kailash Satyarthi also recollected another incident when he met a child soldier from the war-torn African region of Sudan. This child, when rescued, questioned Satyarthi as to what his fault was when he was forced into picking up arms against his own people. What does Satyarthi refuse to accept? He refuses to accept that all the temples and mosques and churches and prayer houses have no place for the dreams of our children. Students, that's all for today. We shall continue with this chapter in the next module. Refer to the Word document attached below. Thank you. Have a nice day.